Hey everyone, Ariel Adams here with aBlogtoWatch. Please subscribe to our videos on YouTube and like this video if you find it useful. Also hit the bell to be notified of our upcoming videos. This is a review of the Formex Essence Leggera Forged Carbon. The Essence Leggera is a lightweight version of the Essence, which is a steel watch, and now we have a couple of new materials that breathes a little bit more flavor into an already very popular collection of timepieces. The Essence is really the breakout model for the new generation of Formex, and there's a lot of cool things coming from the brand, but this is definitely shows a step in a direction that is enthusiast oriented. So compared to the other Essences, you wear this on the wrist and you're like, wow, that's really super light. And I want to show you that the case here, it's 43 millimeters wide. It's produced from an in-house forged carbon. Forged carbon is when they take carbon and they compress it, and then they bake it, and they machine it to shape. Different companies have their own internal processes. Some use external ones. According to Formex, this is an in-house developed version of forged carbon. It's different than Audemars Piguet that got forged carbon popular to begin with. They had their own process. This version of the Leggera has a forged carbon case as well as a forged carbon dial, and here you see a little bit more of that natural texture of the compressed and baked carbon. There's a version of the Essence Leggera called the Space Rock that uses meteorite, and then there's two other versions right now that have metal dials that are metallic looking and actually quite nice. Because this is an Essence, you can see that there is the suspension case. So you can push the case out there a little bit. It's on little springs, and that's done to absorb shock and to reduce negative environmental effects that would slow the movement down. Inside the watch, we can see through the back here, is a nicely decorated Swiss movement. This is actually the Swiss STP 1-11. I actually mostly reviewed these movements in Zodiac watches because STP is part of the Fossil group, but they sell to some others, and Formex is one of their clients. So this is a pretty decent movement. I like the way it looks, and it's nice to see it in here. This is COSC Chronometer certified. Not all the Essence watches are COSC Chronometer certified, but this one definitely is. You can see that right there on the dial. So the Essence collection, again, the entry-level pieces that are in steel without the chronometer movement are a very different price point, but here we have just a very different watch overall. In addition to the lightweight forged carbon case is a black ceramic bezel that has a nice polished exterior, and the very top surface of it is brushed. And you can see that you have a very classic looking dial. Like baton, hour markers, well-proportioned hands, but with this sort of very modern, sporty aesthetic of the case and the overall presentation of the watch. And what I like about this combination is you have this sort of nice connection of the old and the new that makes for a very timeless watch. Different strap options available. This is the leather one. There's a rubber one. There's a textile one, and you can see that the clasp is actually also carbon. This was on some other versions of watches that Formex makes, but it's actually nice to see the consistency there. And if you look right here, there's a button with a small amount of micro adjust. So I'm opening it and closing it there. This is nice, but I have to say, I think I would have liked for the watch to have a simple pin buckle, Ardian clasp, because this one adds a little bit of bulk in here. And it's not that big of a deal, but I feel that this watch could have been even more diminutive because you see the bottom of the watch is nearly as thick here as the case itself, which is not that thick. Again, you could get your own strap for there and that would work, but again, the Formex ones have this nice curvature which matches the curve of the case, which is really quite nice. In black, even though it's stealthy, it definitely makes a presence on the wrist. And again, you wear it and you really don't feel like there's too much there. I think the case weighs like 50 grams or something like that. So overall, really cool watch. Lots of nice features on here, good materials. The case suspension system is a nice story, a nice little added quirk to it that I like. COSC Chronometer certified automatic movement. Just a lot in this watch to enjoy. Price for the Formex Essence Leggera Forged Carbon is $1,880, and you can see the full review on aBlogtoWatch. Thanks.